Hello, YNABers. My name is Jesse Meekum from You Need a Budget. Yes, you do. And this is another Whiteboard Wednesday. 2 charts today. I want to talk about Rule 2 plus Rule 3. How they are different and how they work together beautifully. How they're different. Rule 2, where we have you breaking up larger, less frequent expenses into monthly expenses. Every expense is a monthly expense, right? Christmas, monthly expense. Vacation in Spain, monthly expense. Property taxes, monthly expense. You break those up. As you put them in your categories, not cats, short for categories, you'd budget $100, and then that flows through the next month, and you budget $100 again. Flows through the next month, you budget $100 again. After 3 months of budgeting $100 each month and not spending anything from that category A, your balance is $300. It works wonderfully. If you want to spend $10,000, that's hard math, $12,000 on Christmas, I had a friend tell me that my Christmas example of $600 was far too low. So $12,000 for the holidays, you would just budget $1,000 per month and make that modest bill a monthly bill. Rule 3 is the opposite in one way of Rule 2, where Rule 3 has the balance. Instead of rolling forward, if YNAB sees a negative balance, we immediately, if it's not addressed, we deduct it from next month's available money. We want to make sure that it's addressed. I'll show you why you can't just ignore it. Now, both of these, Rules 2 and Rule 3, are simply prioritizing. It's just Rule 1. Rule 0, where we talked about that several weeks ago, where we want to get to your real priorities, your values. Rule 1, you start giving every dollar a job. Rule 2, you're just giving some of those dollars a job for a future obligation. Rule 3, maybe your obligations or your wants changed and you're reprioritizing. Rule 3 is just a reprioritization. All of it's fine. All of it's a positive thing, just a different look at priorities. Let me show you why we address Rule 3 the way we do, specifically in the software. If you have categories A, B, C, and D, and you've budgeted $100, $200, $300, and $400 into those different categories, you have cash on hand of $1,000. Now you don't spend anything that month, except category B, which coincidentally is for the cat whose name is B, vet bill. $250. You had only planned on $200 for Cat B. So you overspent by $50. Category A had no spending, so it still sits at $100. C and D had no spending, so they respectively sit at $300 and $400. Cash on hand at the beginning of the month was $1,000. Cash on hand at the end of the month, if I add that up, 100 minus 50. I know you all love all this math. 100 minus 50 is 50, plus the 700 is 750. Now, why do we make the adjustment? Okay. First, in the software, we pull it from next month's available. Why? Because we have to fix this somehow. So, if you were to look and say, can I trust my category A balance? Do I really have $100 to spend? Do I really have $300 in C and $400 in D? No. Because the 50 that you overspent in category B was subsidized by these surplus balances in A, C, and D. The correct thing to do for you in YNAB is to make that adjustment where you say, whoa, 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 I can't trust these category balances. I only have 750. I don't have 100 plus 300 is 400 plus 400 is 800. I don't have that. I only have 750. So where will that $50 of overspending come from? Oh, I think I can pull it from Cat A, which coincidentally is also another cat. But you just like Cat B more, so you don't mind pulling a little bit of money from Cat A. And you balance that out. That's one way to do it. If you don't do it yourself, and we know you should, because we're asking you, hey, reprioritize this. Cat B had something happen. We've got to make sure that we change things. We've got to pull money from somewhere to address it. Now, do not feel bad about the fact that you couldn't guess correctly, that you're a poor guesser on how much you'd spend on Cat B's vet bill that month, right? You don't want to do that. It's just, it's a positive. It's reprioritizing. Do we think Rule 1 is bad for prioritizing? No. Do we think Rule 2 is bad for prioritizing long-term future expenses? No. Do we think Rule 3 is bad for prioritizing again because things change? Absolutely not. This is not a question of willpower. This is a question of better information, being available and you adjusting your plan. Quick analogy, you're driving, you have a destination, the destination is your priorities. Waypoints are rule 2. I've got to go here, here, and here in order to get to my destination. I've got to set aside 100 at this month, 100 at this month, 100 at this month. I get to my destination. Right now around my house there's construction. So when I'm going up one of my streets, I forget a lot. Road closed, take the detour. I have to make a little bit of a detour. Does that mean I don't go home that night? Does that change the fact that I want to go home and see the kids and have dinner? Absolutely not. It just means that I have to go around a little bit. This Cat B event with the vet bill was just a detour. It was saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. We know your priorities are the same. We know you still want to make sure that your cats, these are all cats now, I've decided. So Cat A, B, C, and D. We want to make sure all your cats are taken care of. Cat B had this befall him or her. So what's going to happen? Your destination is, I want to take care of the cats, okay? That's the destination. Just because the vet bill's $50 higher doesn't mean that you've suddenly changed your priority, your destination, and said, oh, never mind, I don't want to take care of the cats. I was completely wrong. All it means is we saw a little hiccup, we've got to adjust, okay? You're driving home, you see a detour, you say, oh, I'll go around. You do not just say, I won't go home. That's why you don't think of a budget as just this rigid exercise in how good you are at guessing with information that's subpar. The budget is a flexible plan to get you to a final destination of your choice. That's the essence of it. I wanted to show you specifically in the software why we treat Rule 3 the way we do, but also give you a little bit of reinforcement on the Rule 3 thing. It's important that you recognize that you're allowed to change, not only when you have to, like with the cat's vet bill, but also when you want to. These are your priorities. You obviously have obligations that need to be addressed. You might have some debt that you really would love to get taken care of. But at the end of the day, it's your money, your values, your destination. How you get there is up to you. We encourage you to drive fast when you can, but also make sure that you are realistic and that it's sustainable. Everyone's a little bit different. Everyone has different situations. Detours pop up in everyone's lives. It doesn't mean your destination changes. Just do what you can and you'll get there. Work the system. Just trust the system. You'll make huge progress. We'll see you next time.